Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last episode, we're done with Grunty Industries. We're finally done. For now, actually, because, well, once the camera not officially done with it. But, thankfully, though, the last few jiggies, when we do return to Grunty Industries, that's, it's not going to be too bad, though, because it's just going to be one room. So, I mean, we're not really going back and forth anymore, but we're done with the real meat of it all. Like, the worst part of it, so... thank God, we're finally done. In this episode, as always, as we always do some more post-level cleanup. So, a lot more backtracking. And first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go over and turn those next 5 Cheeto pages back over to Cheeto. And it's kind of been a while since we've went back over to the the Ravaged Spiral Mountain. It's actually that's what we do, because back in Banjo-Kazooie, we only just be in Spiral Mountain once, and then we don't really. There's really no reason to go back over to it because we just progress through Gruntilda's lair. But here we just go, back and forth through it all because, it's designed like a Metroidvania. All right, so let's go ahead and bring those pages and see what the next cheat's gonna be. Now, this next one, this is actually where the cheats are gonna be, more like actual cheats though, because, and you'll actually see in just a sec. And the next one is gonna be fall proof. Now. Let me just say, though, this is actually, without a doubt, the best, the best cheat that there ever is, though, because what it is, when we'll actually see, for fall proof, and you'll actually just see it as the name applies. But I will have to say, though, this is actually, honestly, though, the absolute best cheat that there is, or the best upgrade, and there's actually definitely a good reason why. So I come back over to the Code Chamber and Mayhem Temple, and so we're gonna go ahead and spell out fall proof. And, yeah, like I said, this is actually where these cheats are gonna feel more like actual cheats, though, because the other ones, like eggs or feathers, are actually more so in Banjo-Kazooie when we've encountered encountered Cheeto. And, whatever kind of, cheats that he gives us, then they don't really feel like cheats, per se, though. They're more like upgrades to your inventory, like, the eggs, red feathers, and gold feathers. But, but for this one onwards, then, they feel more like actual cheats. So, fall proof. Oh, man, I love this one here. Fall proof, what it does, you turn it on, it actually prevents you from taking fall damage. Ah, thank God. I am so happy for that there, because, like, especially in these cases where, you actually fall down from a great height, and then you actually, depending on how far you fall down to, you'll be losing like quite a bit of honeycombs, or if you actually take a really big height, then it's actually like instant kill. But with the fall proof on, it's all gone. So yeah, don't take fall damage. And oh man, that is such a godsend that they have here because nobody really likes having to take fall damage, right? So just implement it there. It's without a doubt the best cheat that there ever is, the best upgrade for this here, and it's man, I love it, I really do. And so I'm gonna turn it on though because hey, cool, just not have to worry about taking fall damage. I know some people think that I actually am cheating at this one though, just using the cheats here, and I should probably just consider my options, more of a challenge, and just having to oh yeah, and have a cut there because I fell off the tightrope. That they actually just keep it off just for the sake of a challenge though, and on one hand you might be right though, but on the other hand this I'm doing this let's play, I'm recording, this is my channel, I do what I want, so you ain't gotta tell me what to do. I'm kidding guys, but I just decided to go for it though because it's such a great cheat, and just that now I don't really have to worry about taking fall damage. Now, we're not really going to be getting that one right away, though, but the very next one, the very next cheat, it actually really does feel like more like a cheat, but we're going to see it once we get to the next one. Alright, so, all that aside, now you see I actually went back over to Witchy World, and so, we have the Claw Clamber boots right now, so we'll be able to get up there. So, what it is, you remember the predicament of the Oogle Boogles, and so, we already, there's like 2 things we have to do about it. We already did the first half of it, though, where they were where we need to warm them up because they were cold and they're also starving. And so what they want is that they actually want junk food, and so that junk food being either Big Al's Burgers or Salty Joe's Fries. Now, unfortunately, the only reason we weren't able to take them with us though is because of this really strict rule where they really is very prohibited to actually sneak food out from the park. Because, doing so, then Grunty will actually, like, quite literally confiscate the those food items, and so you're gonna be left without it. So what you can do though is that since we have the claw clamber boots, there's a little opening in area 51 where after you get the either the burgers or fries, you can actually take either or. They'll accept it either way, but I figure I'll just go for the burgers because they're a real good meal. And maybe they could pack protein though, but I doubt it though, considering the condition of those burgers, and they're supposed to be of apparently this game says they're of rodent origin, even though they're supposed to be come from cows. But so what you can do is just take this with you, and then use the claw clamber boots to get up to the to where that door is, and so that's how you can actually sneak food out of there. And so that actually takes a shortcut over to the Oogle Boogles cave over at Pterodactyl Land. And so just sneak them over, and then that's how you can actually get them to the get the burgers or fries over to them. And so there we go. Now we brought them in there. Baron bird friends, save Oogle Boogle tribe from extinction. Must have everyone now. And so after giving them over to them, then there's a Jiggy. So yeah, that's the only way to ever be able to get those get the food items over to them. Why are there teeth marks on it? Me thought chocolate was inside. Oh, chocolate inside Jiggies? Oh, that would have been. Well, I mean, it would have been, some kind of a fake wrapper there. I mean, it wouldn't see any candy stores, but there we go. 60 Jiggies, folks. Man, we've really come such a long way, haven't we? But yes, that was, so that's the second half of the mission. Just bring the food over to them. So yeah, like I said, just make sure to just get the burgers and fries, and then just sneak them over to Pterodactyl Land just by going into the into that little shortcut with the claw clamber boots. And so there we go. And not only that though, but since we actually have these burgers with us, and so we can actually eat Pterodactyl Land, so we can actually keep them with us. And so well, just as long as we don't get caught though. I mean, I don't really think there's that much of a penalty though, aside from, even if you were to go back to Witcher World, then I think Grunty will actually still confiscate your food items either way, or she could just have a different dialogue and just just basically call you out for sneaking the food out and just keeping them with you without her noticing. So anyway, so the next thing we're going to do is that we're back over in the Stomach Plains, and so we're going to go ahead and we saw that switch over, or that one switch where with Banjo's face on it. We couldn't really go over there beforehand because it was way too risky and way too dangerous. There was no other way. So the whole strategy for this is because Banjo's a lot slower than Kazooie, and so he wouldn't be able to get over there in time. And so with the snooze pack, once he gets stopped on or just switch flat down to one honeycomb, then you can just go ahead and make sure you find a footprint to hide in, and then just use a snooze pack, and then just regenerate all your health. So that's actually there's a reason why we should wait though. Mainly because Banjo's a lot slower in here. And yeah, I was speeding this up here because because of how long it was taking there, and then there we go. And so now we have the switch on, and so ooh, it's some kind of a strange place. Well, let's go over there and see what's in store for us. There might be some kind of Jiggy or Hey, Banjo! You're not leaving this world without me! Oh. Oh, okay. Well, I guess, maybe it's just a little too far then. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of the reason why that, that Kazooie was basically, calling out Banjo for leaving her behind. That's because, this actually leads to another level. Yeah, this is actually not in the very same, Pterodactyl Land. That actually does lead to another level. With the whole, with the whole, worlds being interconnected and all that, So, because of that, then, yeah, Banjo and Kazooie have to be together to get to this area. And so, what is this other level that we'll be seeing, you may ask? Well, actually, there is actually a bit of foreshadowing. Consider this a sneak preview for this one here, or for the next world, because, yeah, we're here in Hailfire Peaks, the icy side. And so, yeah, that's where the Jiggy is. And so, yeah, spoiler warning, guys. Yeah, we're just into Hailfire Peaks, and actually, good timing, too, and it's very ironic as well, because that is actually, ladies and gentlemen, to the next level we're going to be going to. And we're going to unlock. So, yeah. So, we got the Jiggy, even though we haven't unlocked it. And I also want to say, since getting the Jiggy, that actually does count for the number of Jiggies in Hailfire Peaks they'll be collecting. So, we technically got our very first Jiggy from there, even though we haven't even unlocked it just yet. So, but we're going to be doing that, towards the end of the video. And then, we'll get started on that one. So, yeah, that was, considered a sneak preview of the level itself. I also want to show this off here. So, yeah, you can see that I actually still have 2 cheeseburgers left. So, so yeah, we can actually keep them with us. So, it's not really going to do anything, though, because Banjo or Kazooie, they never really eat the burger at all. There's actually no way to. I mean, not that I can blame them, honestly, though, because that is absolutely gross, and considering exactly where it's been, and how much it's cost on. Ugh. Man, it's like, because that park is in serious need of health inspection. But knowing Grunty, she clearly doesn't give a flying fuck about any of those practices, so, I mean, knowing how she is. But yeah, I wouldn't want to eat that. Ugh. I'd rather go back to either McDonald's or Burger King than eating that kind of garbage. And apparently it's been stated that that Big Al actually just happens to find burgers around on the ground, and then just takes it and then just pops it on the grill. Instead of just, like, keep it safe. Like, people don't even know where it's been. It's been on the ground and, for days, and it might have just, decayed and all that. And I'm probably gonna stop right there because I'm pretty sure those of you guys who might be hungry by now for burgers, and you might just lose your appetite. So, oh boy, I just ruined everybody's appetite, didn't I? Oh man, I'm such a jackass. Anyway, so yeah, there's that next alcove where the Jinjo is. So we have the Koala Climber boots to get up to and get up to the alcove, and so there's our Jinjo. And so that should be it for all the backtracking or the post-level cleanup that we're doing. So what do you say we go ahead and unlock the next level, which is quite obviously Hellfire Peaks. And so the next level, I actually, it's also another concept that I actually find interesting, and I actually really like, though. But I'll talk more about it once we actually do get to the level. So we're going to go ahead and unlock this whole place. And, yeah, I can actually see, hence the name Hellfire Peaks. We actually saw one icy side, but there's also another area where it's all, like, there's some kind of a temple where it's all, like, lava. There's, like, fireballs or meteors coming out of there. So yeah. And there's quite a bit of interesting trivia about the level itself, which I also want to talk about. Because, it's quite a bit, just to throw out there, whenever I can, though. But, but the next level is a pretty interesting one, too. And it's a really neat concept as well. So just a few more of those pieces, and yeah, it's time to get used to how fast this is, especially having to work around the frame rate when you're playing this game on original hardware. And there we go. So now we completed Jiggy Wee's Challenge 7, and so Great Wheel will show us the way. And then we'll just go ahead and see it all in action. Now the loading time was actually taking a while, and excuse me, I was actually afraid at first that my game might have crashed, though, which I mean, I don't think it ever would, though, because once again, I am playing this on the NSO, and I haven't really had much issues about it there. And so I was thinking that, oh shit, the game crashed. But I mean, it could potentially happen if you're playing this on original hardware. Although I actually did get myself a new N64 after my other ones were being absolute pieces of shit, and they just weren't working right. And so I actually got a perfectly good refurbished N64, and so that was actually what I was doing, just going back to replay DK64, and it's actually been working perfectly, like, as if it was brand new. And so I've had no issues whatsoever, none of that stuff, not any crashes or any game freezing or issues with it constantly saying no controller. And so yeah, there haven't been any issues whatsoever. And so just play the game like normally. It's like it's almost like a brand new console. So I'm actually glad I picked that one out, though. So anyway, so you can see I'm actually back over to Wumba's Wigwam because since Hellfire Peaks is it's actually some kind of a lava themed level, or ice themed and lava themed level. And consider the fact that the next one, spoiler warning, it's going to involve dragons, I figure, I'm just going to go ahead and Draconify Kazooie. Because, just for the sake of the sex, though, because, it's going to be, it's supposed to be some kind of a lava-themed level, dragons and all that. So, like I said, I did say I want to go for Dragon Kazooie for aesthetic reasons, or just for the aesthetics of the level that make more sense. So yeah, for this one, after being regular Kazooie and Grunty Industries, and, just go for the next one as Dragon Kazooie. So just go over that one here. Anyway, so that should do it for this video. So next time on Let's Play Banjo-Tooie, we're going to enter Level 7 Hellfire Peaks and see, all that stuff there, and a lot of interesting stuff there, too. Yeah, I kind of like this level as well. So anyways, I will see you guys next time.